Hello? Hello? Okay, I forgot to test my mic. Alright, so I have gotten this part down, which is neat. Where am I now? What to do now? I'm thinking I should go ahead and draw that sword up and add add that. But I do not know if I had something else planned. It's been like an hour. I will say one thing though. I do recognize that there is a slight issue. Frame players is 1, network is 0. I'm pretty sure it had to do with let's see, equipment construction. Then the backplate, right? So the backplate needed to disappear when hold on. All right, right. Sorry, I was a little distracted at the moment. So what I need to do is I need to find out whether or not the particular person is holding an holding some equipment, and to then get rid of the backplate if they're not. So all objects variable that object, this variable equals 0. Then hold on, does okay, that makes things easier. Equipment badge backplate is 0. Slot 1 characters is 0. Then hide the backplate. Visibility hide. And if this is 1, then where is it? Slot 2. This should work. I say should because my code has a tendency to not work for the first 9 iterations. So with this, it should hide the backplate when you don't have anything equipped, which if it displays the backplate when you have nothing there, it doesn't look too well. And there we have it. The backplate is now gone because the character has nothing equipped. And to double check that that's why, I'm going to see if I can easily modify the equipment. What did I do for modifying the equipment before? I know I modified it before. I think I deleted the code that I spawned the player in with before. It shouldn't be too hard to change. What is it looking at again over here? Right. Equipment.slot1 and equipment.slot2. That shouldn't be too hard. Stage 2. Well, currently, I think I have just the one spawn point for the players. It's player, so I'm gonna be modifying that one. But to tell myself that this is not normal, I will put this in gray, about that color. Debug, just so I don't forget and can easily spot it later. And we'll u ipment dot slot 1 to spawn point, or actually we just want to set that to, I think 2 is the first valid thing for equipment. I have an idea for 1, but I don't think I'm going to implement it in this update because it's a bit too complicated. But just to make sure, what was number 1? Where's charge? Abilities host. Charge, equipment 2 and 3. Okay, so equipment 2 I think is in series and equipment 3 is in parallel. So this should mean that the first one charges up by itself, but then the second one and the third one charge up together. Because it's the one after that modifies the relationship between x and x plus 1. That is in terms of charges. And I think this adds a little bit of strategic planning, just a little bit. Only one of these is showing up, and I don't know why. Did I just set the same variable twice? I probably set the same variable twice. Yes, I set the same variable twice. I gotta test both of them just in case one of them doesn't work and the other one does. Have I made code for handling if there's only 2? I have. I thought of every scenario. Which is a surprise because usually I don't think of even one scenario. I'm just gonna play around while that fills up and I can see if it works properly. You know, it's been a little while. Yeah, it does look like that's working properly. Well, I guess that's the end of my test. No, there we go. Alright, so this is nice. Wait, hold on. Does this actually work correctly? 60 times charge. I guess it is working based off of this, so I guess I don't have to worry about that. Alright, so that's done. Right. I'm thinking one of the things I want to do is add another police officer because I think two is just too many. I think like 4 or 5 would be enough. Like, uh, just so that way it's not the same two faces. I don't know. Currently, however, I I think I should make that sword. So will be expanded to 32. 32, 16. Just gonna make a and still used to paint.net. I guess that's pretty good. Still used to paint.net. I am going to press that key 1,000 times. It's P, which is the like the pencil tool on paint.net. Oh, 2 is where I wait, hold on. You're holding a sword, you would slash it this way. So, and right about here, slash, slash. Every time. I don't think there's going to be what? Uh, can't hold down control before I guess that works. Hmm. Wait a minute. There we go. Let's see. That is 7 wide, and this is 7 wide. This also 7 wide. 7 wide. All right. Suppose that works. Too wide? That is 7. But and this is 7. So no, I suppose not. Do you want to make one modification though? There we go. That also needs to be made here. I have to consciously remember the key combos. The shortcuts. I need some water. Stay hydrated. Especially if you're in a desert like me. Do I want this to be like another wide? Hmm. Nah, I'm not having that. I'm gonna leave that as is. Well, actually, would it be there though? I feel like that might be like a hair darker since the hilt if I am remembering terminology, would be shadowing this part of the blade. What? Copy, paste. No? Okay. Copy, paste. A bit roundabout, yes, but it works. I'm sorry, what? Ah, I don't know why there's something out here, but all right. Export 400 selected frames, which is just the first one. Actually, I uh, can minimize that work by exporting as a series of PNGs. What direction is it down? First, I'm a little concerned. Let's see, open folder. Of course. Oh, not what I was intending, but let's see. There we go. There we go. Wait, did I? Export. PNG. I'm sure that didn't export the way I wanted to, but I can change the names later. Wait a minute. How did that show up? A1, A2, A3, A4. Oh yeah, this was the dot that I made. What was that? Anyways, export PNG. It actually does seem to export the way I want it to. So 400. It's still not the right name, but that's not this program's fault. Nor could it be really expected of this program to know. Right, so then I gotta move that into sprites or items and rename these correctly. So A-1, oh wait, hold on. This is 1. Okay, so this is A-3. Then we have A-1, A-2. I like to have a bit of a naming convention for a few things. So this is A-1 underscore or A-2 underscore evidence. And I'll move these into here. Now to implement such a sword. Wait, did I start my timer? I did start my timer. I am going to let's see. Stage 3. There's a new knife to be made. First, I have to actually make it. Add object, sprite, and it's not a knife, it's a sword. sword 1 to be exact. Or I should rename that to sword A. Sword A, to follow the naming convention that I've set forth. There we are. One, two, three, and four. Then one evidence, two evidence, three evidence, and four evidence. This way it matches. Wait, hold on. Yeah, I suppose that's the correct size. It matches up with the others and can be implemented rather easily. So we add an eligible weapon and an interactable. It'd be one thing if I could just add eligible weapons to interactables, and then I would just have to add it to one thing, but here we are. Right, now that we have that, we have to actually add the sword. You know what? I'm not gonna do that. I'm going to search replace. I should, however, see, since it's twice as wide, I believe that will set it at the correct position. Oh, right, I didn't set either of these. So my plan for a bit more decoration is that you would be able to put these things on desks and also be able to modify their displacement from their spawner, but still retain their, or maybe not their displacement from their spawner, but their Y or Z offset, so they appear on top of the desk. Maybe also their displacement, just so that way your interaction with them still is natural. Play in a window because that looks better. I mean, right off the bat, you would hardly expect it to be the weapon. But you know, I suppose I can call this implemented. But just to make sure. It should have a new rotation. Yes, it's the other way around now. Potentially a new rotation. Indeed. I'm going to keep trying this until I either get tired of trying it or it becomes a weapon. and I've gotten tired of trying this. So I'm going to do something like this. I'm going to play the numbers game. I'm going to make a bunch of them. Alright, there was a bit of lag there. You probably wouldn't want to. There we go. You probably wouldn't want to be stepping on these. But nonetheless, your character is able to do it. So there we have it. And this code just works based off of the fact that this was the weapon in a bag. Neat. Now to finish this off, just find the murderer, or the not the murderer, the victim, and go to the foyer, or the room classified as such. Nope. There we go. Right. So another thing, another weapon implemented. Now we have a box, an armor set, and 4 things as a weapon. Now I'm honestly a little stuck. I'm gonna pause this for a bit. Because I'm not entirely sure what next I should be doing. Maybe a little look through the code will help me out. Actually, I remember that I haven't actually fixed both murderers, just the blue one. This might take me a little bit to figure out what exactly I changed. I believe there was something with the murderer looking weird. During its movement. Right, it was something like this. Then right. I moved all of this into an animation code. Was it before or after commit movement? Animation, attack. Is there no commit movement in this? Oh no, there is. This is found within the movement, so I suppose here. I do need to change murderer 2 to murderer, so I'm going to delete these, or rather, I'm going to move this here, deactivate that, just so I have a copy on hand. That's not too far away to search for. And easier to remember what values go where. Just in case this doesn't work. Now, I'm not entirely sure why this issue popped up. Maybe my computer was just running extra fast that moment, and it caused an issue with diagonals. In any case, to test this, I change B murderer to W murderer. And W murderer does not get scared. I'm actually going to unpause this because I should have unpaused it a while ago. All right. There we are. Site. Just delete that, and I was pressing the delete key, but I suppose that didn't work. This way I don't get immediately stabbed. Come on, I remember the issue was diagonals. Please go in a diagonal. Kidding me? You're not making this easy. You're not making this easy. Ah, there we go. Alright, I didn't see any issues there. Since this isn't too bad of an issue to begin with, I don't think it's necessary to try this thousands of times. Seems to work now. If it comes up later, it comes up later, and I'll have to deal with it then. Right, so we have another thing here. Should I actually go ahead and do a random pick of one of these? Now I'm going to get rid of this. I think I'm going to use this. I'm also going to get rid of this. Evidence. Wait, do I? Do I have collecting diamonds down yet? Or is that just something I didn't take care of? Because I mean, whilst it's technically not an important part of the game, it's not what you win. It's not what causes you to win. I still want having to steal all of the dead man's things, uh, part of the game, and just so I don't get killed immediately. Also, I've tested this and I've won against this scenario in this house when this link I didn't disable for testing reasons. And okay, no, I haven't implemented that. And just to make sure, just to make double sure. Now the only thing I can interact with is this diamond. And probably also should set it to the bottom of its sprite. What was I talking about? Oh, right. This was actually pretty hard. Just because of how close the murderer is to you at all times, or rather, how you don't know where the murderer is. The blue murderer, manageable. They can still sneak up on you, but like if you're looking around your shoulder all the time, they won't be able to kill you. That is, you'll be able to move out of the way of their running. The white murderer, oof. This is probably the reason why you would want to use character for Celtic Robo to find which like to find a room and block it off and then search the room and hopefully get back here before you die. Right. But in any case, collecting things, stealing the things, if you will. So new interact code. Type 4 for valuables. So type 4. I think I'm just going to store this in the player. So I'm not going to set, this is not where the final bits of code is, but what should be the parent variable here? What should it be named? Bag, backpack, satchel, or should it just be collection? Let's see. What does interact type? Interact type is 4. Hmm. With the others, this was easy, but now I have to pick specific ones. I think what I will do is interact.disable is equal to 1, and then somewhere like here. Collection. This, I'm absolutely certain that this will not be confused with anything else, and I'm going to be confused when I look through it. But you know what? I have these streams, and if I ever uh, have a problem remembering what one of these things does, I'll have me to look at it instead of my previous code where I just programmed and didn't record any of it, where then I have to then wonder what I did. Okay, so instead of having that managed here, I'm going to set a few variables. So the first variable, I think, will be the character controller. So interact type is 4. Item dot ID is the same as characters dot controller, or characters dot variable dot or controller. If I remember correctly, and also this should be a string. That right, string. That should be a string. If I remember correctly, that's not going to give me any. Player control is local. Move on. What's stage 2 have to say about this? Yep, character.controller or characters.controller. CHARACTERS. Okay, yeah, I spelled that correctly. I hope. Maybe I'm incorrect. And I just look like an idiot. That's probably what I look like. All objects, variables, value of an object's variable, text of an object's variable. Actually, I'm just going to set this to collector. I guess this technically gives the last person processed a. No, wait, hold on, it doesn't, because the first person processed would set the interact dot whatever to false. Deskgate. Debug info dark. Debug door deskgate. What? Where's the diamond? There should be a diamond. Oh, it's big diamond. Knowing that, I'm going to set that. I'm going to set that to that. Is for each object characters. Actually, I can just use this again. And I should set this. All right. And wait, hold on. I was gonna say and test, but I want to actually know what's going on, so I will go ahead and look at the screen overlay. I believe there's a text thing here. There is. What is it called? No. Debug. Ah. So now I know that That's called debug and what? Oh no. Oh no. I get that it has to shut down, but could you at least make it easy to click the OK button? Also, I probably wanted to hold down Alt rather than Shift. I was like, all right, I'll save this as something, and then I just clicked Save All, and I pressed in the key combination for Save All, and now I'm starting to regret what I have done. The backups should be okay, and before they get corrupted, I'm going to go ahead and copy paste that. This doesn't need to be around anymore. I technically I have to disagree with Windows. The file doesn't necessarily become unstable unless there's something weird that's going on when you change the file name or the extension. It's just sometimes the programs won't know how to interact with it based off of its extension. I feel like that's maybe, just maybe, a little bit of bad design. But hey, who am I to say anything about that? This is never going to finish. I'm going to close this. Details. G, G, G. There we are. So that is never going to go away. Unless I close it. Well, I suppose maybe if I waited a long time, it would go away. Close, but I don't open. I want to see how this works out. So far, so good. Hopefully. Because that was just a bad move that I did. I did not intend to save over that file. Please, you're putting me. Oh, wait, hold on. I think it progressed. Putting me on edge. Please just compile. All right. Before I go in there, not what I intended to do. I'm doing a lot of things I don't intend to do. Debugger, objects, site, and we're going to delete this one. I don't want to be killed. I mean, my biggest concern at the moment is corruption. But I don't want to be killed. Alright, so it seems like that bar has been gotten down, but I want to double check that it's actually writing to the proper variable. So, play code. I want to take this, and I'm just going to put it in here. This also should probably be under group debug. Maybe a bit darker of a gray, but still gray. We'll be able to find it easier. All right. Text object, modify text, debug. I have to give that a little bit more than just the name of the variable. So to string. No, don't paste it. Variable. But we don't want just a variable. We want the characters variable. Characters that variable. Now, I would say, and we don't want just any characters variables, but we want the specific character that we are is variable, but there's only one character. Only one qualified in this characters group. There are technically two, I think there's like an all characters group, which I don't think includes the police officer. I might be incorrect on that one. In any case, play in a window, 0. It's a very small 0, but it's a 0. Wait a minute. Bugger. Sight. I don't want the murderer to have sight. I just want to be able to test a feature. Especially not this one. Ah, now we have it. A little 1 has appeared right over here, where it was a 0 before. And thus, I can deduce from that that this is working. Wait, no, hold on. Okay, that was weird. Save this quickly. Alright. Two string characters. Okay, that was fun and all. We don't need that anymore. How much time is left? Oh, 20 seconds. Well, gotta work until the end of it. So, I'm going to pause this and figure out what to do. I was going to pose it. Don't you just love it when you make mistakes speaking? Well, if you're me, and I'm me, you know what it feels like. I suppose if you're also like me, and I'm like me, or at least share that quality, and I'd share that quality with me. In any case, what to do? What to do? At the time of checking, I had 20 seconds left, which means I have to find something that is at least 20 seconds long in implementing. So I wouldn't feel right just waiting out the clock. Ah, yes. I'm just going to implement a key and then call it there. Actually, I'm going to implement this key. So, I'm going to copy this right over here and call it a cartoon. Alright, since I actually have to let this run out, I will let that run out, but I will continue working just until I get this implemented. Right, where's the all that? But C key. Okay, so I have it actually under C key, but I don't have the code for grabbing it. Also, I'm not entirely sure if this is implemented in the way that this is implemented. So first, getting rid of all of this, because yuck. All of that code that's just sitting there being programmed. Since you're just picking it up, I'm out of 0.5. 0.25. Interact type is going to be a 4, if I remember correctly. No, it's a 3. I like that I copied that over. That was a neat thing to do. So I can just swap right over here and see what it is. Thanks, past me. The animation. Yeah, I'm going to leave that at 0. Range factor, I'm going to leave that as a 1. Also, I actually don't think there's anything after 3. Other keys might have rotation, but this one does not. Where's the cartoon key? Maybe it's under K. No. Of course, when I tried searching it with pressing K, it didn't appear, but now that I look it up, it has a K. Search time, interact time, UID, animation, range factor. I'm going to group these together like that because I like it better when these 3 are together. Now, to implement such actions as picking it up. So, in here, there's a gap between 2 and 4, and it needs to be filled with a 3. Now we're consistent with a number line. I realize I have run into the same issue as the valuables and have to probably implement something just like it. So, interact.disable. I should copy that, not move it over. Interact.disable and a collector collection. I can even do it here, although I'm going to probably put these into 2 different groups. Group now these will do very similar things, except one of them will be useful in game. That is because a door will be able to be opened when you have one of these. What is this called? Cartoon key. Alright, now to be certain, and unlike before, I am going to use probe 12, not 21, 12. And I'm going to look at this particular variable. Stay hydrated. Alright, where is probe char is equal to player 1. And we're looking at probe 12. Alright. Well, that was a lot of compiling for nothing. So, interactables. If I remember correctly, I only have to add it here. Wait, it's already here? But, what? Interact type. It's 4, or 3, it's 3. Keys. This should be working. Why isn't this working? I will not end this stream. Okay, I shouldn't say that. I will probably not end the stream until this works. Unless it takes too long. In which case I will end the stream. Always give yourself an out option if things go horribly, horribly wrong. Bugger. Cartoon knife. No, not what we need. Cartoon key. Okay, so interact type is 0. What if I set it to 3? Range factor is 0. What if I set it to 1? Search time is 0. What if I set it to 0.25? Well, that works, but why isn't it actually being... That is why. Because I didn't implement it correctly. That is not what I wanted. Okay. Only selected events, because all of this started changing. Okay, okay. Please work. Please do not replace the cartoon knife. I'm sure there's one of them in this map. Right here. It was waiting for me to let go. I didn't want to because I knew. Alright, cartoon key. It has the right variables. Alright, now, cartoon knife. There's one of... I don't want to get killed though, so where's the sight? Sight, 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 sight. There we are. Let's just get rid of that problem. I believe it's up in here. It is up in here. Alright. Now, I have implemented a key. And that was well over 20 seconds. But nonetheless, that is going to be all for this stream. If you were in the chat, except for the guy who was advertising something, thank you. And specifically, no thanks to that guy who was advertising. If you're on YouTube later, thank you as well. I don't see anyone in the chat though. If you were watching silently, also thank you. This should be available tomorrow, that is on June 19th on YouTube. That will be all, and until the next time that it's a non-holiday weekday, which I believe is just Monday, this will be goodbye.